Welcome to UFC Connected. After reaching the pinnacle in the sport of kickboxing, Gokhan Saki caught the attention of the MMA world when he announced his signing with the UFC in 2017. It was a steep learning curve for the striking specialist, but he remains driven by the challenge that lies ahead as he continues to adapt his game to mixed martial arts. Gokhan describes his journey so far in Fighter Focus.
If I look back, it's crazy. 24 years of fighting. I did a lot of crazy things in kickboxing. I proved myself in many divisions. I'm happy I did it, man. Switched to MMA because I achieved everything in kickboxing, what I want. Then I stopped for 2.5 years. I miss fighting so much. My manager calls me and he told me, you can fight MMA and the biggest organization in the world. Without thinking, I was like, yes, let's do this. The moment I sign, I start training.
We get a lot of fighters who transition from kickboxing to MMA. The fight starts stand up, and if they can take you to the ground, yeah, it's just gonna be demolition. And Gokhan has a lot of fun in demolishing people. When people try to get him to the ground, he has fun defending it and getting back to punching and kicking. Everybody knows he's one of the best strikers in the world. And yeah, he now picks up the ground so they can put him on the ground.
Nothing was hard to learn for me when I started training MMA. I loved it so much because one day it was kickboxing, one day it was MMA, one day it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Every training was for me a challenge.
He is so good in kickboxing, you know, in the stand-up, and then the ground game is picking that up. If you put that together, he's like a better MMA fighter than most of these guys.
The defense I have now with the stand-up from before, I'm a complete fighter. My debut for UFC in Japan, the feeling was amazing, man.
Gokhan Saki is afraid of no man. To step over into the UFC straight away, it just shows the confidence that he has in his hands.
Honestly, the moment when I was walking to the cage, I was like, what the hell are you doing here, you know? I was walking into a cage, and I was like, okay, this 2 months goes so fast, and I'm here. Gokhan The Rebel Saki! The fight starts.
Oh, there it is straight away, the right-hand, left-hook combination.
I come in a clinch with Silva in a wrestling position, and I was looking to the referee like, hey, I was waiting for a break, you know, but that moment I was thinking like, hey, this is not kickboxing, my friend. This is MMA.
Oh, look at that beautiful straight left hand.
In 2 months, I learned some takedown defense, and the things I learned, I use it in the fight, and it helps.
Very nice move. Nice takedown. Saki with a takedown. Would you believe it?
I'm a fighter. I just want to knock somebody out.
Oh, look at this. The Silva coming up strong. Big left arm hook. That is it. Turkish Tyson strikes again.
The Rebel Saki! This is my house. I am back in the Octagon. The experience I had in my kickboxing career, that brings a lot for me in the MMA. If I don't have this experience, I will not fight my first fight like this. This is my house! Woo! I'm a born fighter. I know what the feeling is before the fight. I know that feeling. I love that feeling. I never think about starting new again. I fight for 20 years and I just continue fighting just on a different level. It's a challenge. It's something new, 100%. I'm enjoying every moment, man.
At UFC Fight Night Prague, the Austrian Wonderboy Ismael Naurdiev made a huge impact in his very first fight in the UFC. The 22-year-old took a fight on just 2 weeks' notice against seasoned veteran Michael Prazeres. Naurdiev, the biggest underdog on the card, pulled off the upset of the night with a dominant performance over the Brazilian. We joined the Austrian Wonderboy as he went through the motions on debut day.
Yo, what's up? Well, today I felt very good. I sleep very well. I woke up really motivated. I waited my whole life for this moment. And now it's here. Now we're here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. It's gonna be an amazing night. It's good when I walk before the fight because I'm relaxed. When I'm in the locker room and start to warm up, then I realize, okay, I have a fight. The people in Prague, they love MMA. Thank you. They are good here, you know. In Austria, it's not like this. And making my UFC debut against a really strong guy, Michel Prazeres, you know, 8 win streaks. Didn't lose since 2015. I know if I win him, everything gonna open for me, you know. Thank you. Michel Prazeres is very good in grappling, and I think he's very strong. He has good submission chokes, so I respect that. If I defend his takedowns and holding the distance, I will win for sure. There we go. I didn't have a time for a special preparation for Michel Prazeres. I had only 2 weeks' time because it is a short notice fight, but I'm ready. Look at this, man! Man, my dreams come true. This was 3 years ago. It gives me more motivation, you know? And that shows me nothing is impossible. Now we're here. Now we're here.
This next contest is the oldest fighter appearing tonight and one of the youngest in that man, the Austrian Wonderboy Ismael Naurdiev.
Fighting out of Salzburg, Austria, the Austrian Wonderboy Ismael Naurdiev.
And they are underway.
Do not blink. I'm expecting spinning kicks, wild kicks, or that. Exactly that. Great balance so far. Look at that power, though. Control, but great work back to his feet immediately from Naurdiev. Oh, nice!
He's stumbling. Forces Prazeres to shoot.
Naurdiev feet down. Can Naurdiev get back to his feet from here? Beautiful bridge.
Wow, look at the explosion.
Very good. I would say that was a real eye-opening first round for Prazeres and a real confidence builder for Naurdiev.
Where's Flash? Flash?
Round number 2.
Both of these guys are tired coming into the second, but even a tired Naurdiev is still able to get those legs up and kick Prazeres in the head quite easily. of these guys. They've got 5 more minutes. Look at this beautiful balance here from Naurdiev. Is he on a guillotine here? Can he find the neck of Brazeres? Nice knee, nice knee. Good takedown time from Brazeres, but excellent takedown defense again from Naurdiev. Young man, 22 years old, making his debut against a veteran like Brazeres. Shocked everybody in the first round and was able to grind him out here into the 3rd round.
For the winner by unanimous decision, the Austrian Wonderboy Ismael Naurdiev.
Michel is a really, really tough guy. Thanks to him for the good fight.
How are you? Did you watch my fight?
I did.
You like?
So good. Yeah, you watched good.
I had only 2 weeks
Not time to prepare.
to pray. Yeah.
You did good, man.
Thank you, brother.
You're gonna be scared to see what you do in the full
My
camp.
children, hero. Thank you, brother.
No problem.
I love to watch your fights.
Thank you, man.
Man, this
Appreciate
Chuck
it.
little
Now-
KO.
Now I love to watch your fight.
Thank you, brother.
Man, it's just like a dream, you know? From Salzburg, Austria, to the UFC, to the best organization in the world, with only 22 years of age. It's just the beginning, it's just the beginning.
You're watching UFC Connected. Ben Askren may be one of the most polarizing figures amongst UFC fighters and fans alike, but there's no doubting his status as one of the most accomplished wrestlers in all of MMA. Yet the welterweight is just one of many fighters throughout the UFC's history who've adapted their wrestling skills to succeed inside the octagon. Time to find out who he's picked as his standout wrestlers as we take 5 with the funky one.
I think it's proven over the course of time now, I mean, it's been around for about 25 years, that wrestling is the best base you can have. You look at our current UFC champions, the majority of them are wrestlers or have a wrestling base. We're gonna talk about the best wrestlers in mixed martial arts. You'll have a lot of good wrestlers who are not on the list. You're gonna have, Yoel Romero, probably the most accomplished wrestler in mixed martial arts today, doesn't use his wrestling too much. Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist, doesn't use his wrestling a whole lot. This is my list of UFC fighters who use their wrestling most effectively in the octagon. My first pick at number 5 is Matt Hughes. Wrestling in mixed martial arts is different than just going in a wrestling match. There's a huge amount of differences. Matt Hughes, he was one of the first ones to employ it really well with mixed martial arts.
He is the champion, right now the most dominant fighter in the UFC.
One of the original guys who relied heavily on takedowns to win fights.
And another big slap.
Used a lot of control, a lot of ground and pound.
To the floor, a right and a left.
Big elbows by Hughes.
He was one of the first guys to kind of put it all together, use his wrestling to dominate the welterweight division. Coming in at number 4 is Frankie Edgar. What Frankie did better than anyone, maybe besides GSP, was chain his takedowns with his strikes. I mean, he's just so efficient at going in and out, going from his takedowns back to his punches, and chaining everything together.
Uppercut by Edgar. Edgar looking for the finish. Bader's in trouble.
He was just so persistent with his takedowns. He would just be on you and on you and on you until he got what he wanted.
And Frankie is just relentless. Great technique. Transitions from trying to get down from the back to a double leg and finish.
Frankie really kind of laid the blueprint for a lot of wrestler strikers who would follow him. Coming in at number 3 is Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier has used his wrestling in a lot of effective ways to win fights. Derek Lewis fight, he got his takedowns because it made the fight really easy.
There's the tap. A quick night at the office for one of the greatest of all time.
If you look at a Stipe Miocic fight, he used his hand fighting in the clinch to get what he wanted and eventually end the knockout.
Oh! He's having a no speech. It's down. It's history.
One of the things Daniel does so well that we previously mentioned maybe don't is when Daniel takes someone down and they turn over and then they try to get up, he does so much damage there. He's so effective there. You go to the Anthony Johnson fight, he gets wrist control, he gets ankle control. He makes the bottom person's life totally miserable.
He's gonna tap. It is all over! There's the tap! Daniel Cormier defends his UFC title!
He has a blue chip pedigree in wrestling, 6-time United States World Team member, 2-time Olympian. He's about as good as he gets in both wrestling and mixed martial arts. At number 2 is none other than George St Pierre. GSP didn't come from a wrestling background. When he came into the sport, he was more of a karate and BJJ guy. Somewhere along the way, he realized, hey, this is gonna be a really, really easy way for me to win fights.
Oh, there we go. Bam! Oh! Thiago pressing forward. Nice kicks. And he's Troy takes him down again.
It's so simple, but it's so effective.
Beautiful takedown. Ducks right under that big punch.
GSP is like, he's gonna jab you, he's gonna jab you, he's gonna double leg you. And you know what's coming, but barely anyone ever stops it because his timing is so good.
George is shooting and he's got it. He can't stop it.
There's a certain beauty in that simplicity. My number 1 pick for best use of wrestling and mixed martial arts is Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib, the place where he comes from, Dagestan, produces more high-level wrestlers than anywhere on the planet. You like Daniel Cormier, when Khabib gets you down, your life is gonna be miserable. He's gonna use the wrestling to trap your wrist, to hit you, to get you broken flat, to make you tired. He uses that wrestling all the right ways to set up everything else that he wants to do with his strike and submission.
There's the tap! Still undisputed!
The awesome thing about wrestling is that there's not really a whole heck of a lot of a secret to it. I mean, every one of Khabib's opponents knows what his game plan is. And Khabib still uses the same game plan time after time after time, which shows its effectiveness. When your opponent knows exactly what you're gonna do and there's still not a damn thing they can do about it, that's a pretty effective style. Khabib has more effectively implemented his wrestling and mixed martial arts than anyone in the past 25 years.
UFC flyweight Jojo Calderwood is a fan favourite in her home country of Scotland, and it was no surprise that she was a feature fight when the UFC headed there for the first time in 2015. Jojo's fight of the night performance capped off what was a memorable night for Scottish MMA. Time to hear how it all went down in My Moment.
Back in 2015, UFC brought the event to Scotland for the first time. Obviously, I'm from Scotland and it was a no-brainer that I wanted to be part of it. The amount of people that came for the weigh-ins, I was shocked at. You'd have thought they were actually turning up for the event. Went straight up to Courtney and stood in front of her. She came a little bit closer and I came a little bit closer, and it was really, really intense. All those emotions and stuff come out. I was just happy that it was finally here and one more day and that would be go time. Robert Whiteford and Stevie Ray, fellow Scotsmen, were both on the card. They had went out and got the job done pretty fast, and I was like backstage thinking, I'm up next and I better not disappoint the Scottish fans. I just can remember walking to the Octagon and not so much taking it all in, just feeling it and just being present there, and I still get emotional thinking about the amount of support that was there.
She has come home, Joanne Calderwood, fighting in the Octagon for the first time here in Scotland.
I knew, looking at Courtney, that she was going to bring me a good fight, and sure enough, 30 seconds into the fight, she landed a good right hand.
Oh, she's rocked. Casey pushing forward. Jojo's rocked bad.
I can remember being against the cage. I was like, wait, were we not supposed to touch gloves?
This is no easy matchup for the hometown girl.
Me as a fighter, sometimes I have to take a shot to actually realise that, oh, I'm in a fight.
Jojo suffocates her against the fence so she can recover now. Very smart by Calderwood.
Round 2, I came out my shell and I kind of found my feet.
Those are good knees and elbows. Now she's pushing forward.
I was trying to hit her with everything but the kitchen sink. I was in my element.
Oh, beautiful left hook. Oh, my. Big overhand right.
The few times it did go to the ground, I was okay there. Obviously, I wanted to put on a performance for the fans.
She's going to stand it up, yeah. Jojo's starting to find her range in the feet and let her hands go.
I was just having fun out there and doing what I do.
What a battle!
The last round, I can remember thinking, try and get a finish.
Oh, spinning elbow! Just missed. Calderwood looking for the knockout.
I must have saw that she was open to the belly.
Again, that could be it, that could be it! Calderwood looking for the finish! Wow!
We kind of ended up in this weird position where she was kind of like upside down and I was on top, and obviously I'm looking for something to hit and I'm like, there's nothing I can't, oh, there's her butt. I'm just like hammering her butt. Got the whole of Scotland sitting cheering for me and watching, and I can't just sit there and not hit, so.
And a job well done by Jojo Calderwood.
I kind of knew deep down that I'd done enough to get the win. Still to this day, it really means a lot to me. I can still feel that buzz from that night.
Joanne, I know this is an incredible experience for you, but was there a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on your shoulders to come here in your hometown and fight?
It wasn't pressure, it was pleasure.
It was definitely a special night for me and a special night for Scotland. A special, special time in my life. My name is Jojo Calderwood and this was my moment.
That wraps us up for another episode. Keep the conversation going online by using the hashtag UFC Connected. Until next time, bye for now.